Today I'm making a spicy chili green onion sourdough loaf. It's got that perfect mix of heat, flavor, and crunch. The chili crisp melts right into the dough, and the green onions add this fresh little bite. To your bowl, you will add 150 grams of your active sourdough starter, 325 grams of filtered water. You will mix these two together until they're very well combined, and you will add 500 grams of bread flour and 10 grams of salt. On our first set of stretch and folds, all we will be doing is strengthening the dough. I'm going to grab the dough from one side, stretch it, and fold it over. I will do this 4 times going around the bowl, and I will pick up my dough just to strengthen it from everywhere, including the bottom. I will kind of do some slap and folds, fold it into itself, and then I'll wait 30 minutes to start on the second set of stretch and folds. Now that our dough is a little bit more structured, I will add this chili oil crisp. This is the brand that I used. I'm going to use a spoon just to grab a little bit, sprinkle it over the dough, and then I will add the green onions, sprinkle it, and I will stretch the dough, pulling it from one side, folding it over. I will do this 4 times going around the bowl. You can see here it is starting to get a little bit messy. So now I am just going to turn the dough over and try to put all of the inclusions under the dough. You can use gloves for this part, but I just chose not to. My hands didn't burn or anything. I will be adding more inclusions on this third set. Again, adding the green onions and the chili oil, folding the dough over 4 times, and then flipping the dough. That way I can get all of the inclusions under the dough. On this 4th set, I will not be adding inclusions. All I want to do is make sure that I am doing some coil folds so the inclusions get distributed well within the dough. I'm just going to fold the dough into itself. That way everything can be on the inside. Now you let your dough bulk ferment on the counter, and I decided to laminate this dough because I wanted to add some cheese in the middle, because why not? You don't have to add the cheese. Alone with these 2 inclusions is perfectly fine, but I just wanted to take it a step further. And I added some Oaxaca cheese. It kind of tastes like mozzarella cheese, but I added the Oaxaca cheese and some sharp cheddar cheese. Since I added the cheese here in the lamination stage, I know that my loaf will be on the flatter side, so if you want to add the cheese, add it during your stretch and folds. That way your dough rises better and it's not as flat. Here the cheese is all basically together, and when it bakes it'll just melt all together, so your loaf won't be as tall, it won't have that big rise, but it was still very delicious. So here I am adding the last bit of green onions that I had left over. You can even add more of that chili oil here, but I felt like it had enough, so I didn't. I folded one side of the dough towards the center and I added more of that cheese and green onion. And then I folded the other side over that center part and added even more cheese and more green onions. I did add a tad bit more of that chili oil at the end because why not? Now I am going to roll up this dough very gently, trying to prevent it from ripping since there is a lot of inclusions in this loaf. You can see the inclusions just right on the dough. I love seeing how well distributed everything gets when you put it during the stretch and fold process. So now I am going to put it in my banneton. I did put some plastic wrap under the liner so my actual banneton wouldn't get stained from all of the oil. I stitched it a little bit and I put it in the refrigerator overnight. That way it can do its cold proof. Look at how pretty it looks, and it smelled amazing. I was so excited to bake it. So this is the next morning. Look at how much it rose overnight. I decided to use parchment paper to line this dough so that way my Dutch oven wouldn't get super messy from the oil. And I went ahead and preheated my oven to 450 degrees with my Dutch oven inside. Look at that liner. I knew that it was going to get stained. So here I am going to show you guys the actual banneton, how clean it is. All I have to do is wash the liner and not have to worry about messing up my banneton. I went ahead and scored my dough and I baked this loaf for 30 minutes with the Dutch oven lid on and then 10 minutes with the lid off. If you want the outside to be more crunchy, I would suggest baking this dough for 20 minutes with the lid on and then 15 minutes with the lid off. The longer you leave the lid off, the crunchier the outside will be. And look at how beautiful this loaf came out. It is a little bit on the flat side because I did add the cheese during the lamination phase, but it turned out delicious, and we decided to cut this loaf before it even finished cooling down because it smelled so good and we wanted that cheese to be nice and gooey. Warm bread is the best. Look at how beautiful it looks. I know it is a little bit on the flat side, but look at all that cheese. Look at that chili oil. You can see the little pieces of the green onions, and it tasted so delicious. It's one of the most flavorful loaves I've tried, and I think you guys should try it too. I cut a little corner and look at all the inclusions. Even though it's the edge of the loaf, it's still packed with all of those flavors. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.